Right, so now I'm going to show you what the refrigeration cycle is. So refrigeration cycle. Alright, so let's start with what the refrigeration actually is. So we can write refrigeration is a process, is an action. It's actually the transfer of heat, the transfer of heat from from lower lower temperature to higher temperature. So the refrigeration is actually the transfer of heat from lower temperature to higher temperature. So if we just see the normal trend of transfer of heat, we know heat transfers from higher temperature to lower temperature. But here in the refrigeration cycle, heat actually transfers from lower temperature to higher temperature. So let's see what the refrigeration cycle is. Refrigeration cycle. So it is actually the process that defines the process in which the heat transfers from lower temperature region to higher temperature one is called the refrigeration cycle. So the device which operates such processes are called refrigerators. So refrigerators are the devices that operates the refrigeration cycles. And the most commonly used refrigeration cycles are the vapor condensation cycle. So what happens actually in this cycle is that the refrigerant is vaporized and condensed alternatively. The first thing that happens in this cycle is the refrigerant is actually a substance that is used to cool the temperature of an object or anything. The refrigerant is vaporized and condensed alternatively. The first thing that happens in the vapor condensation cycle is the refrigerant is vaporized and condensed alternatively. The second thing that happens is the condensed refrigerant will be compressed in vapor phase. So these are the really interesting thing here. So in the vapor condensation cycle, the first thing that happens is the refrigerant is vaporized and condensed alternatively, and the second thing is the condensed refrigerant is compressed in vapor phase. So if we look at some other cycles, we also have gas refrigeration cycles. Some other cycles are we also have cascade refrigeration cycles, and also the absorption cycle. So what happens in the cascade refrigeration cycles is that during the process more than one cycle is involved. The word cascade is a key word here. So what happens is more than one cycles are involved. And in the absorption cycles, the refrigerant is actually dissolved in liquid before it is compressed. So if we go back to gas refrigeration cycle, what happens is the refrigerant remains in gaseous phase throughout the whole process. So the key word here is the gas, and during the refrigeration cycle, the refrigerant remains in the gaseous form throughout the whole process. So the refrigerant remains in the gaseous form throughout the whole process. throughout the process.